doesn't it?
Oh, it 100% has it about it. You see Clint Boyer not giving any fight at all to Kyle Busch. Remember, we talked about it over and over and over. Clint Boyer cannot afford to not finish this race. But how about Ryan Blaney? He's gotten by Truex Jr., but still pushing. Ryan Blaney needs to slow down. He needs to only go as fast as he needs to go to stay in front of the 78. He's in fuel-saving mode as well. Save some fuel right here. Marty.
Hey, and Jeff, when you hear the radio with Kyle Busch and his race team, they said you have to come this time. So the 18 is going to come to pit road. Meanwhile, on the front end of this run, Ryan Blaney saved then. And they told him, Jerry Boland said, listen, if you can get past the 78, do it. Once you do that, then save, because we are positive the 2 cannot make it. So Ryan Blaney might have put himself in a position to get a road course win right here.
Putting himself into effectively the lead right now. We know the 2 car most likely cannot make it. He got by the 78. He's been told he can hopefully make it on fuel. And what a position for Ryan Blaney to be in right now. Gapping on the 78 with the 18 coming. We also don't think he can make it. So the 21 is putting that distance between him and the other cars, allowing him to put himself in a position where he could save fuel in those last couple laps if he has to.
Yeah, we see Truex Jr., how much he's backed up. He slowed down as much as 3 seconds a lap trying to save enough fuel. The question is, can he save enough to use that speed his car has to run Blaney down with a few laps left? I'm really surprised Blaney's not slowing his lap time down. He only needs to lead this race by 1 car length. Doesn't have to have 30 car lengths.
And Jeff, remember initially we said that the 2 car, Brad Keselowski, you see Kyle Busch coming to pit road for a splash and go to have Sunoco fuel to make it to the end. He would be about 6 laps short. They told him on the radio a moment ago, listen, don't push. He's in the lead, obviously. They pitted way back on lap 49. That would be heroic if they could make it from there. And in fact, in the initial part of this run, Paul Wolfe was saying, there's no way we can make it, so let's just go as hard as we can go. Kyle Busch with that final splash of fuel. Can the 2 make it all the way? I don't know how they would be able to do it, but so far, no sign they're coming to pit road.
I agree. I don't think the 2 can make it. If he goes 41 laps, I'll be shocked. Look at all the cars we've seen hit pit road for fuel that pitted 4 laps after. I have to go back way behind the 2 to the 21 of Ryan Blaney. We are watching a 180-mile-an-hour game of cat and mouse. How fast do I want to go? How fast are you going to make me go? I think the 21 is stretching his lead a little bit too far over the 78. I think Martin Truex Jr. is doing a wonderful job of saving fuel, but it's going to take 4 more laps to get to the answer.
And that's it. Heightening the drama is just 4 more laps remaining here at Watkins Glen. How is this one? The I Love the Glen, I Love New York, 3:55 at the Glen, going to play out. Can this man do it? With, you heard Jeff Burton say, Bagman, he's been saving as much as 3, slowing down up to 3 seconds a lap, trying to nurse it home.
And he's making the assumption that Keselowski is going to run out of fuel in the 2. He's also going to make the assumption that Ryan Blaney is going to run out in the 21. To pit road and Marty.
And guys, Jamie McMurray leaving with that splash of Sunoco fuel to make it to the end. I am in the 2 pit, and the tension is palpable. Paul Wolfe literally standing on top of the pit box, talking to his guys. The fueler has his hand on the fuel tank. So far, no sign that he might come to pit road, but he's posting the entrance to pit road, so this might be the 2 car coming down pit road right now to get some fuel.
I don't believe the 2 car can make it at all. If Ryan Blaney is able to finish this race off and make it to the end, that would be the Wood Brothers' 100th win as we see Keselowski pit.
So there's 1 out. Take the 2 out of the equation. Ryan Blaney will be elevated to the lead from this move. And Blaney crosses the start-finish line with 3 laps to go. Has he pushed too hard, or has he saved enough? That's the question, will be answered over the next 2 3/4 laps, Mike.
Ryan Blaney enters turn number 2. He would give his kingdom for a thimble full of fuel right now through turn number 3, trying to do everything he can to nurse that Ford back home for the Wood Brothers. He's jiggling the car back and forth just a tad as he's cleared turn number 4, well in command of this race.
And you heard him, guys. Ran out. Ryan Blaney out of fuel as he goes down the backstretch, Parker.
I was just going to say, it looked like he was going slow, coasting almost right now. As I listened to him go by, he's got nothing there. He's trying to put it down a gear. The 21 car is definitely out. He's going to try and nurse it back to the pit, shaking it back and forth to get fuel to that pickup, Jeff.
Even though he's having that trouble, he's still driving away from Martin Truex Jr. That tells you how slow Truex is going. Behind him, Matt Kenseth appears to be gaining ground on Martin Truex Jr. The 21 car came by me at full song. He was running strong when he went through turn 6. Let's see if he pits right here. Yes, he's going to pit.
As the 21 comes to pit road, 3 laps he was short. That's 7 miles. So now you have Martin Truex Jr. will assume the lead. Has he saved enough? Or is it the veteran, Matt Kenseth, the rookie, Daniel Suarez? How about Denny Hamlin starting from the rear? And right behind him, Clint Bowyer. What a win it would be for Clint Bowyer.
We put some drivers in the spotlight at the top of the broadcast, and they were Matt Kenseth. They were Clint Bowyer, talking about making it to the playoffs after just 4 more. And I tell you what else we can't forget. We cannot forget about the 2 of Brad Keselowski, who has pitted. He's come back out. Enough time. Where's he going to play out in the mix with plenty of fuel? Keep your eye out at the back of the pack. Where is he from the leader? He's only 6.3 seconds back, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. He came, he took fuel, and he's committed to it, and now he's running all the way back up inside the top 5. Oh, now we hear the 2 has a penalty for driving through pit boxes. That basically has eliminated the 2. You talk about mistakes. You don't know how it's going to fall. The 2 has eliminated himself. But here we're coming to the white flag. The 78 has the lead. The 20 of Matt Kenseth, though, is closing in quickly, Lee.
This is huge. Matt Kenseth in the 20. A win, and he's in. He will not be at Joe Gibbs Racing next year. Can he make the playoffs in his final season? 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. This is it. It's coming down to Martin Truex and Matt Kenseth.
For the final time, downhill to start the ultimate uphill run through the S's. It's Truex and Kenseth. Kenseth desperately needs this win to make the playoffs. He's been waiting for this moment all year long. The question is, can he get there? Truex by 10 car lengths for the final time to the back straightaway.
Bagman Martin Truex Jr. just did the slowest lap of this run, almost 4 seconds off one of his fast laps. He gets in the grass and makes a little mistake there in the inner loop. That's going to allow Matt Kenseth to gain. This is where you have to push. As you come off the carousel, you've got to give it everything you've got. If this car has enough fuel, it will make it from here, Jeff.
Kenseth can see the ticket to the playoffs right in front of him. He's praying Martin Truex Jr. runs out of fuel as he approaches turn 6. Only 2 corners left to go.
Matt Kenseth, can he do it? Truex locks up into turn 6. 1 corner left. The difference may be between making the playoffs and not. The guy who leads the points, the guy who needs the win, it's not going to happen. Martin Truex Jr. will win at the Glen, and he's running out of fuel, but he makes it. Oh, what a thriller. Truex does it. He's won at Sonoma, and now he's won at the Glen. And he was the smartest in the fuel game. So close for Matt Kenseth. Wow. Martin Truex Jr., his 4th Monster Energy Cup Series win in 2017 and 1st at the Glen. How about that one, Stevie?
I thought he had won it, and then I thought he had run out of gas off turn 7. You called it. He started shaking the back of the car. I thought that perhaps he had run out off the final corner, but he ends up saving enough fuel. A great job of communication between driver Martin Truex Jr. and crew chief Cole Pern. He pulled over. We showed it. He let Brad Keselowski go. He let the 21 of Ryan Blaney go. He stuck to their game plan, which is easier said than done as you're giving up the lead of a race. And now this is going to be one of the quietest, slowest victory laps, as it looks like the 78 perhaps has finally run out of fuel.
This enormous crowd appreciating the efforts of Martin Truex Jr. This moment is presented by Sunoco, fueling victories all season long. Wow. The question always gets thrown out there, who's going to play the game the smartest?
And you have to play the game. We looked at one point up, you mentioned, with just a handful of laps to go. Brad Keselowski had pitted and was coming, had a pit penalty, took him out of it. Martin Truex Jr. played 180-mile-an-hour game of cat and mouse as good as anyone we've seen. He pushed when needed. He coasted when needed, and in the end, he only needed just a little bit of fuel to win over Matt Kenseth by 0.4 of a second, just a few car lengths.
Furniture Row crew on the wall.
Look, he does have a little bit of fuel left.
Enough for a little burnout. His girlfriend Sherry is there.
So many things go into these wins. It's not just speed, it's teamwork, communication. It's a great game plan. It's sticking to the game plan. Martin Truex Jr. in this 78, as you mentioned, 4 wins. They have found multiple ways to do donuts at the end of a race.
And we come back to that statement from Colburn, crew chief, when they got knocked out with engine failure in Sonoma. Hey, we were so strong. Let's get a new engine in it. And let's do the next road course. Well, they've done it and they've won it. I have to say at the same time, Steve, spare a thought for Matt Kenseth. 0.4 of a second. Who knows how the remaining 4 races will play out? Is that going to be the difference that denies him a playoff berth? We'll see. What's going to make the next 4 events so compelling. But today is all about Martin Truex Jr. at the Glen. Joining names like Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin, even our own Kyle Petty, Ricky Rudd, to have won this legendary road course race in Monster Energy Cup Series competition. Kelly.
And it turns out he had more than enough fuel to get the job done on those closing laps. Martin Truex Jr. saying, I hate these fuel mileage races. And so then you could hear the elation when one of them finally panned out for him. He had to make a charge. You had to save fuel. Martin, it came down to fuel savings there. And finally, one falls in your favor.
I can't believe that. Man, that's so stressful to just let guys go by for the lead. I've never had to do that before, but I've got so much trust in Cole. He was telling me what to do, and he knew based on our lap times and how fast we were going what we needed to do. So just hats off to him, this whole team. I mean, I've wanted to win here a long, long time. This is a special place. I think back in the 90s watching my dad run here and coming here as a kid and spending time in the garage just walking around and wishing someday to race here, let alone win. So this is a big one for our team. This is a big one for Cole. He had a tough week, lost his best friend, and really thinking about his family and just proud of Cole and his perseverance and everything he does for this team. And Barney and everybody at home, thank you guys so much for letting me drive these things.
Martin, a sold-out crowd here in Watkins Glen. You got fans on either side of you. What do you think getting to victory lane for the first time?
I'm kind of speechless, really. I mean, I really didn't think it was going to play out there, so I'm a little bit dumbfounded here, but lost for words. But super excited, and like I said, this is just an awesome racetrack, and you want to win at road courses. Now we've got one at each of them. That's pretty awesome, and I'm just so proud of that.
Congratulations. We'll see you in victory lane.
Thank you.
And especially being in the tri-state area because Martin hails from New Jersey. His previous best was 3rd. Martin Truex is now a Glen winner.